Hey y'all, welcome back to Pretty People Aren't Perfect. So, y'all probably know this is my second time filming this same episode. Why I decided to refilm this episode was because my audio on my last episode, I could not. My microphone stopped working throughout the episode, so I wasn't able to fully film and give the effect that I wanted to give. And I started editing it, and it started getting on my nerves, and I was like, I could not do it. So I just decided to reshoot the whole thing. I also have my curly hair out, and I feel like there's something so special about having my curls out, and just, it just gives more than what I filmed at first. Even though I feel like I'm going to say the same thing, I'm still standing on what I said. I said what I said. But this time it's just going to have better audio quality and something that I can look at and be proud of. I feel like this is one of my deepest episodes. This is definitely a story. So I want it to be told exactly how I want it to be told. I'm a perfectionist girly, so I had to make sure that I got everything across that I wanted to get across. But first things first is you can look at this beautiful dress I got on here. I made this. I actually own a brand, or starting my brand, BQC Crochet, Black Queer Accent Crochet. Just where I crochet stuff and I make things. So I'll be doing commissions and other things for the winter. But I need to put myself on in multiple ways. My podcast ain't the only way that I'm trying to make some money, and she's a creative spirit. But really, if you didn't see what I was going to call this episode, it's called I Don't Want to Be Like Cinderella, inspired by the Cheetah Girls song, I Don't Want to Be Like Cinderella. Baby, I can't sing, so we gonna move on from that. But yeah, this episode will be entailing a breakup that I had. When this comes out, it'll probably be 2 months. Yeah, it'll probably be like exactly 2 months from when the breakup happened. And I'll just be getting into it very deeply and talking about my experience with the relationship, with the breakup, and really how it formed this new era that I'm in. And also, this new person that I feel like I am. So let's just hop right into it. So I started talking to this person in March of 2024. It's so funny because setting the scene for the era of my life, I had been single for 6 months at this point, and I was just accepting being single. Like, I was just like, okay, cool. I'm in my bag, I'm creating, I'm doing well with school, curls are popping. Like, my hair is always going to tell the story. That's one thing about me. Like, whatever my hair is giving is what I'm on in real life. So curls was popping, life was cool, everything was great. So me and my friends, we get together for spring break. We're kicking, we're having fun, So we just thought, oh, what's everybody's spring break plan? So, being young, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna put myself out there a little bit and reel myself back in, nothing serious, just a little spring break storyline, a little fun. It was never supposed to get this deep. It was never supposed to give this much, but unfortunately for me, it did get deep. So one thing I'm choosing not to do this season is blur out names. I'm standing on exactly what I said. When I say it, one thing about me, I will always have a receipt to prove exactly what I say as well. But all that blurring out names and stuff, no. It's my story, and I want to tell it exactly how I want to tell it. And if that includes saying a name, I'm going to say said name, and that is that. Simple as that. But yeah, my ex's name was Kenneth. I used to call him Ken, so that was definitely interesting. But back to the story. We met in March of 2024. I had to set the stage for where I was in my life, and yeah, like I said, I was really over dating. I was just looking to have some fun. So we go on our first date. Me, at this point too, I was really questioning if I liked men. The answer is no, I don't like men. I'm not interested in dating men. After this, it really clicked for me. I'm definitely just a lesbian. That's it. Dating men, not for me. Yeah. So March of 2024 comes. We go on our first date. Things are cool. We're kicking and having fun. One thing about me at this point too, I'm telling it like it is from the beginning, because I don't expect this to last. So I come off popping with all my opinions. I'm just like, yeah, I'm queer. Yeah, I believe this, I believe that. I'm an activist girly. Like, I'm popping off because I'm just like, I'm not about to date this man. It's going to be what it's going to be, and that's as simple as that. But unfortunately, it went further. So one thing about Ken was that he was a love bomber for sure. Now I look back, he just love bombed the hell out of me when we first met, and I really clocked his tea. Like, I knew he was love bombing me. But one thing about me, a toxic trait of my own, because one thing I think is so important is to take personal accountability and where you played your part in the situation, because you can't really grow if you don't take your own accountability. One thing about me, I like to have too much fun sometimes. I like to buy too much into a narrative until I'm fully bought in. Like, I'll know something is off about a situation, but I'll be like, okay, I just want to see play out. And then I see it play out instead of leaving when I had the first thought, if that makes sense. And I think that was my toxic trait, because he gave love bomber in the beginning. He was like, oh, I like you so much, want to be with you, and me, I keep saying in my head, like, I'm not taking it seriously. Like, I don't want to be boyfriend and girlfriend. But we ended up going out 4 times in the first week that we met. We were going out. That's one thing. I could never give a man his 10s. I can't even give this man his 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. But I'll give him his 1s. We used to have a fun time together. That's one reason I feel like we were together. We were both really fun people, and I feel like going out on these dates, like, okay, I'm having fun. This is cute. This is cool. It's whatever. But then I feel like I start to develop feelings, and I also feel like I was experimenting, like I said, and trying to see if I still like men. And when Kenneth first met me, he did indeed think I was a lesbian. He thought I was a lesbian who was trying out men, which he was right. He was right indeed. I just did not see it for myself yet until after this situation had ended. But anyways, the situation with so we're going out, we're having fun. Like I said, he gives love bomber in the beginning. I'm peeping a few of his toxic traits, but I'm treating this shit like it's Six Flags, because in the back of my head, I'm thinking, like, I can always leave. Like, it's really never that serious. Like, I am not taking it serious until it got serious. That was my toxic trait, I feel like, in the situation. So things were good for about a month. We did have a little splat in the beginning, and it wasn't even an argument. One thing about me, I am very, very pro-Palestinian, pro-black people, pro-LGBTQ, pro-everybody. Everybody knows I don't play like that. I'm very pro all the things. Like, I don't play like that. I'm very much, pro everybody. So one thing about me, I don't eat at McDonald's. I don't drink Starbucks. If I see a company supports genocide, supports slavery, supports any of that, no, you will not see me at the party. And for me, that's what I want in a partner too. And people might think that's strict, but I really don't care. That's just me as a partner. If I'm laying down with you, I want our morals to align for us to be on the same page. And one time he was eating at McDonald's, and I told him, like, I don't know if we're compatible, or I don't know if we should continue talking, because that's not my cup of tea, not my vibe. But he was just like, oh, it's fine, it's cool. Basically saying that he can change for me, whatever. So I'm just like, no, you shouldn't want to change for me. You should want to change for yourself. But neither here nor there. So like I said, the first month was really cute, really cool. It was fun. We were having fun. Like I said, I feel like he was love bombing the hell out of me, but at some point I started to buy into it, I feel like, and was just like, oh, okay, maybe I do like him, have feelings for him. Maybe I really am messing with this man, even though I thought, like, I never was gonna mess with the man again. So after the first month, that's where the bullshit begins. Yes. That's where I start to get tired already. So after the first month, that's where our arguments really start to ramp up, like, real bad. One thing about this relationship, we was always arguing about something, or not even arguing. The thing about Kenneth is he always felt like I was mean, and that like what I was not paying attention to his feelings, which I did not agree with all the time. Sometimes I did think I was me, not gonna lie. I think that was me, maybe struggling with not liking, not even not liking him. I have a lot of complex feelings because I don't know if I was in love. I'm trying to figure out how I really felt, and that's something that I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever get the answer to for myself, but I'ma just say I was trying to figure out how I really felt towards him, and maybe I wasn't doing it in the right way. But sometimes I wasn't being me. I truly just felt like he just wanted to pick an issue with me, and it really annoyed me. So some of our key point arguments, I'll get into the key point arguments of our relationship, and then we can get into how it ended. So one of the key point arguments that we had was our Knoxville argument. This is like the first huge argument that I can remember happening in the relationship. There was probably little mini ones sprinkled throughout, but our Knoxville argument was like, this is the full circle argument that'll make sense later. But yeah, Ken was like, what did I say? I said something inappropriate in my sleep. I will not be saying it on my podcast. I will not be saying it on here. Yeah, but I said something inappropriate in my sleep, and I'm a sleep talker. That's one thing about me, but some of it is incoherent, some of it means nothing. I literally had cursed people out in my sleep. Like, I'm really bad. That's why I don't like sleeping in the room with other people or sleeping at people's houses, because like the way I sleep is so crazy. Like, y'all, I'm a crazy sleep talker person. Like, I like to sleep in my own space because I know I get a little wild when it's time to go to sleep. So anyways, I say something inappropriate, and we arguing about this for days. Mind you, while I'm in Knoxville, I'm on this really intense training for my summer job. At the same time, I was working this summer job, and that was a lot as well. It was fun. I enjoy working with my kids because it was a job where I work with kids. At the same time, it was very emotionally draining as well. But I'm at this training, 12-hour days. Tired as hell. Not even 12, probably 16-hour days. I'm tired as hell, and then I'm going back arguing with him over something I said in my sleep. So we're going back and forth. We going back and forth. So the night before I leave, I call him. I called him the first night, and then after that, I think it was 4 or 5 days that I was there. And after that, we hadn't talked to each other on the phone or in person till the night before I left. So the night before I left, I call him up. He's at the club, which one thing about me, do what you want to do. Just know if you take it too far, my ass will be G-O-N-E, gone, not coming back. Period, point blank. Simple as that. So I was just like, okay, I'm not finna trip about that. You want to go out while I'm out of town? Hey, I'm out of town. Do what you want to do. So I'm out of town or whatever. So we're talking on the phone. He's at the club, and he's just like, oh, what you said what you said on the phone, or my feelings, we're going back and forth, we're arguing, and I'm just, okay, I'm sorry, like, I get how what I said made you feel, but I'm sorry. How do you want to move on from this? One thing about him too, he will always threaten to break up with me, and for me it was just like, do it then do it then. He was just like, it seemed like throughout the argument, throughout the days we were arguing, he just kept threatening to break up with me. And I was just like, just do it. If you don't want to be with me, you don't have to be with me. Simple as that. But at the moment, I was just like, okay, I don't want to break up. How do you want to fix this? So said our apologies. I got back home. Right off my flight, I hopped off and I went to see him because that day was the day of his graduation, but I didn't get back tonight. So I was just like, okay, cool, we're hanging out, cool. So the next day, he tells me about this girl he saw at the club. Her name was Jasmine. We gonna get back to that. And he was telling me about how she was a girl from his past. How she had heard us arguing on the phone, and he was like, she said to me, oh, if that was me, you wouldn't have to worry about that. I went to therapy and I got healed, and all this, that, and third about what she said. And he was just like, oh, I just don't want to keep this from you. I want to let you know and just be transparent with you. So it really annoyed me because I was just like, okay, why are you telling me this? Like, it's real weird. But if you want to tell me this, and then also, like, it made me feel some type of way too, because it's just like, I feel like you're trying to make me jealous, and it's very odd. I don't like that. But yeah, I don't know if what he said was true though, and we'll get to that later, because he is indeed a liar. Real bad, real bad, real bad. But I also had another important, that's the end of the Knoxville argument. Keep that argument in mind though. We had another argument as well. Before this, I went to New York for a school trip. I had so much fun. I had a blast, but it's a school trip. So while I'm in New York, he's texting me. One of his friends got cheated on. His friend's girlfriend went to Miami and she cheated on him or whatever. So he's texting me, I'm just scared, out of town, thugging with your rounds. So mind you, I'm not even thugging with my rounds. Like, I'm on a school trip. I'm on a school trip. There's things that I can really do on a school trip. Like, you know, they're treating us like we're grown because we are grown, but at the same time, I'm smart. I'm in New York City. What am I about to do in New York City? Like, be for real. So I'm just like, okay, Ken, whatever you say. I did not like this. Whenever I was doing something, I always felt like he tried to dim my light. That was very annoying to me. So I come home, he picks me up from the airport, real cute. You know, you pick me up from the airport, we locked in, whatever. So he picked me up from the airport. We're yapping, I'm tired as hell. Dropped me off at home. We ended up yapping in my bedroom some more. Cool. So he texted me that night and he's just like, oh, I got a question, but I'm sleep as fuck, y'all. I'm sleep as fuck. Like, I'm very much sleepy. So I wake up the next day. I'm just like, oh, okay, what's up? And he's just like, oh, I found something inappropriate. And I'll leave it to the imagination. Something inappropriate in your bag. How did it get there? I'm just like, okay, sorry. Like, I don't know how it got there. It was probably something sitting on my dresser or something. Like, you know, I'm not cheating on you. So this argument went on for days. Mind you, what we found in my bag was his. Yeah, so I'll leave that to the imagination. Back to also the Knoxville argument. Jasmine Sierra, I said her name. Jasmine, y'all just know her as Jasmine right now. So Jasmine sees him again at another event, and he told me that she said the same thing. So you're probably wondering, Anaya, where the fuck are you at? I'm sleep as fuck. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was sleep as fuck this summer, like, I was really busy. So most of the time I was sleep as fuck, like, whenever I had free time. So he invites me to this event or whatever. I'm sleep as fuck. He blowing on my phone. So cool. So he said he see Jasmine, and she said the same stuff to him again. So I'm just like, okay, cool. You know, she keeps saying stuff to you. So why does someone feel comfortable saying something to you? But I mean, I guess go off. So moving forward, we have the Knoxville, keep in mind, New York argument, Knoxville argument. Now we have the Juneteenth argument. The Juneteenth argument was one of the dumbest arguments ever. What I said was to him, and y'all better laugh at this shit, I swear. What I said to him was, it's just too funny. What I said to him was, hooray that you have a black girlfriend. You're the only one in your group with a black girlfriend. Congrats to you. And then I said something about him being suburban, which this man, he was originally from Chicago, which y'all probably think it'd be Chicago. Side eye. Indeed. I am worth that side eye right there. Because why would I be talking to somebody from Chicago? Ugh. But neither here nor there. He lives in the suburbs now. And he's been living in the suburbs for a while. And I was just like, oh, go ahead, suburban. This nigga got mad as hell. I'm just like, baby, if I was suburban, I'd be repping that shit. I would be, when I was suburban, I was very much repping the suburbs. Because, baby, we done made it. Unfortunately, not no more. But we done made it. I'm a suburban gal. Like, what are we talking about? But he got real life mad at that. As you can see, it's a trend here of him getting mad at, like, the slightest things and turning them into huge arguments. He was just like, don't make fun of my friends, da, 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 that's not how we joke, da, da, da. Which I'm not one to invalidate anyone's opinions, and if you don't want me to joke like that, I won't joke like that. But in the same regard, I'll also acknowledge, if we joke all the time and kiki about how we the two black ones in the group, and now you don't want to joke and kiki, now I'm gonna be confused. You confused in me. So that was one of the stupidest arguments we had. And then we argued again July 4th, and I swear we just argued so much, but I don't think I really saw it because I was really in the relationship. Like, how I felt about Ken, I have a lot of complex feelings because I think some of my feelings are rooted in societal feelings of this idea of me having to be with a man, and also like this idea that if I'm not with a man, or if I don't like men, then I'm not a quote-unquote good person, or this good girl archetype I kind of grew up to be. I was very much golden girl. So sometimes I wonder, like, how did I really feel if I peel back my layers beyond societal shit, and how did Anaya feel? And I really don't know. I don't think what I believe, the strong feelings were there. You're gonna see this play out more towards the end when I get in the end and how things ended. Yeah, I think I was just trying to figure myself out, but neither here nor there. Me and this nigga argued again on July 4th. So July 4th was what, 2 weeks after Juneteenth, and he's draining me. So we argue on July 4th. This actually traces back to the Juneteenth argument. So he was playing Chicago music or whatever, and I had a little chuckle in the bathroom, and he was like, what are you laughing at? He asked me, what am I laughing at? And I was just like, oh, you're really, hood. Like you said. That was a whole argument for a day as well. And you probably think in the bathroom, where the fuck y'all getting ready? Well, let me trace back the story. I know I'm jumping around a lot, but there's so many parts to this story. Like, it's so much that happened. So between month, I want to say 2 and 3, Ken had gotten a place. He lived downtown, where the city I live in. I'm not gonna say, because it's not internet safe to say where I live online, but downtown where I lived. And the moving experience for him was very interesting. So Ken had practically begged me to move in with him, asking me like, do you want to move in? Do you want to move in? Do you want to move in? Me, I don't trust no man. And growing up, my family unit, we lived my dad's house. And why I'm saying my dad's house, not our house, is because my dad treated it like it was his house. And whenever he was not messing with my mom, we had to go. All of us had to go. So I don't feel safe or trust men that much to move in. But also, I feel like why Ken was doing this too, me and my mom were not on the best of terms. Me and my mom are two different people. We're two completely different people. And I think he was aware of that and saw some weakness in that. And was just like, oh, okay. My mom is the only one I live with as well. So keep that in mind. My only parent. So I think he saw that and was just like, okay, there's this little crack that I can use to really get her. So he's asking me to move in. So I'm just like, I'm not sure. I keep playing Dixie, because that's one thing as well in the relationship. I would play the Dixie role a lot, knowing exactly what I'm doing, because I would say in my head all the time, I don't trust him. This is a man. You cannot trust a man, period. I would even say, like, I don't trust men. I don't need men to him. And one time we got into an argument about that, because he felt like, oh, you don't need a man. You keep saying da-da-da-da about men. Like, just so draining. But, yeah. So between month 2 and 3, he moves downtown to the city I live in. He's asking me. So at this point, like I said, me and my mom, we're not on good terms. We're arguing almost every day. So y'all, I'm going to a draining job. I'm in a draining relationship. I'm living with my mother, who is draining as well. I'm just drained is the word of the day, the word of the situation, of the time period I was in before where I'm at now. So yeah, so I never I feel like me and my mom got into this one really bad argument where she really said some nasty stuff to me, and I was just like, okay, cool, I'll come, quote unquote, move in. I was never moving in. Name never signed the lease because I knew, no, don't even play like that. Don't put yourself in a situation you're not ready for. I knew better than to sign any lease and to get myself stuck. That's one thing about me. While I was having fun and I feel like a part of me was being or playing a ditzy role, I'm also smart as fuck. And I knew those aren't the problems that you want yet. So be extremely smart, because a part of me felt like it was a trapping situation going on. There was some entrapment trying to happen and being plotted on me. So I was just like, girl, we gotta be quicker than that. So I was just like, oh yeah, sure, not signing no lease, not paying anything or bill either. I'm not paying no motherfucking bills if my name not on Nathan's lease. My name is on the lease now, and that is exactly where I pay bills, where the lease is at. But no, I wasn't paying no bills. I just said I was gonna move in. Also, Ken too, he was smart and he used this idea of me moving in as leverage, so he could, I think, one, look good to other people, and two, look good to his parents. So it wouldn't seem like he was moving out on his own. And yeah, he just wanted, I think he was in love with the fantasy and the idea. But me, on the other hand, a part of me was rooted in reality. That's one thing I could say. Never in this relationship did I feel like I was delusional. I knew what the fuck was going on the whole time. I just feel like a part of me was playing smart. And why I didn't leave earlier is because I was so drained. I think if I would have had the emotional energy I needed in the moment and the support, I would have been gone as fuck. But yeah, so he's begging me to move in. This is gonna come back later. So we're not moving in. I just have some stuff over there. I have my toothbrush, some clothes. He kept asking me to decorate too, and I was like, no, and then I said, yeah, I'm gonna bring my stuff over to decorate. Never brought my shit, because I knew a man cannot be trusted. Like, be fucking for real, girl. So I never brought my stuff over to decorate. I just had some of my basic stuff over there. So July 4th argument, bam, I'm moved in. Not really moved in. So we have that one. So after July 4th, I think this is 2 weeks after the 4th. It's 2 or 3 weeks after the 4th. I believe it was a Thursday. I ended up staying home from my job. I wasn't feeling well that day. I remember I felt just out of it and just for the day, like emotionally drained. I think me and my mom had gotten to it again as well. So I just needed a day of rest. But we're laying in bed, whatever. So he pulls out his phone. He gave me his password first. I didn't give him his password. I didn't force him to do none of that. Because like I said, to me, I was not taking this seriously. There was points with this relationship where I knew it was not going to last. Like, I truly felt it in my heart. I was just like, yeah, this is not my person. I just need to make my escape when the time is right. But for now, I know this ain't it. And I know it's probably confusing to people who heard me talking about him, because the way I would talk about him, my man. But it was definitely an internal battle with myself, where on one hand, I was just like, oh, okay, like, you know, I'm in love with him, and on the other hand, I'm just like, girl, you know, this is not for you. This is not the universe's plan for you. And I feel like I very much kept that back there. Our July 4th argument, Chicago music, and then back to the argument 3 weeks after. So I'm laying in bed, I'm tired. He opens his phone and he's going through his photos to look at something, and I see a picture of his ex. Now, one thing about me, when an ex is an ex, I'm done. We're done. You know, you do you, I do me. Pictures gone, shit gone, nothing sentimental. Nay, things. I don't even play like that. I don't play like that. When my exes are out of my life, I treat them as such. You know, it don't have to end on bad terms, but you live your life, I'm going to live mine. And my partner, I expect them to be on the same type of timing. That's a compatibility thing with me. If you don't treat your exes like that, sorry. I don't want anyone to feel like they have the need to get in a romantic relationship. If I'm in a romantic relationship with you, I want it to be us. We need to be looking towards the future and not the past. So if you still reaching back there, I need it to be D-O-N-E. Yeah, so I see a picture of his ex on the phone, which at this point I had told him, I believe it was 2 weeks before this, delete the photo. Like, I saw a photo before and I was just like, delete them. I don't play about that. I'm not telling you again. So I see the photo again. I tell him, pull out the phone. We're about to go through the whole phone since you want to continue to not listen to me. And guess what we did? We went through the gallery together. I found more photos of the ex on there. I was just like, okay, cool, this nigga's really playing with me, so let me get my mind together, because I can tell the breakup is on the way. I can foresee it happening in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Just let me get my things together, but I can tell some shit is on the way. So the literal day after this, it was Friday, my job, it ended for the summer because it was a summer job, bam, and then Saturday came. So Saturday comes, I'm really over him, like, just over it. Also, I'm not feeling well myself too. So we're texting back and forth. He goes to work. I'm at the house on the iPad, and he's texting me. He's just like, oh, what's going on? It just don't seem like you into me. What's happening with you? And I tell him, like, I'm not interested in this, like this is not conducive. Our relationship is not conducive to me. Like, this shit is really draining me. So one thing about me and the iPad, I swear to God, I was not going through the iPad up until this last moment. You're going to see. So I would go on the iPad and look at our text message thread just to look and see what we're yapping about, because I always lose my phone. If you know me, I'm so forgetful. I would literally lose my head if it was not on my body. So I'm looking at the iPad. I pull out the iPad. The iPad had messages with him and his ex, an old message thread. I said, oh, okay. So the photos, you not listening to the photos, and now this, yeah, you trying to play me like I'm stupid when I'm not. You're still fucking with the ex. Something is going on with the ex. So I'm on the iPad now. You didn't give me reason to look through it and really to end this relationship, because once I have to look through something, I'm done, because I already know some shit's going on. One thing about me, I have the innate need to know everything. I am so nosy. Like, I need to know. It's actually a little bit, or not a little bit, it's a control issue. I like to be in control and have all the information and know exactly what is going on. And if people are trying to play with me, and I feel like you're trying to play with me, like, you're trying to play with me right now, and you're trying to play in my face, and I don't like that. I don't like what you're doing. Like, it's really disgusting to me. Not fucking with it. So yeah, I was not fucking with it at all. I was not fucking with what he was doing. It seemed like he was trying to play me, and it gave you're trying to play me. So now I'm going through the iPad, I'm looking. I find the old text message thread with the ex. I find a new text message thread with the ex, and the messages that had ended literally right before we were boyfriend and girlfriend. On it, he's talking to her. She's asking him when they're gonna meet up. Also, I see them saying their goodbyes eventually right before we became boyfriend and girlfriend. She was like, oh, I always love you. I see him messaging other girls too during a time where we weren't officially together, but he had said he deleted the dating apps, and I was just like, okay, cool, you on that, I'm going to be on the same type of timing. Like, I'm on what you are on, truly. So yeah, basically he had lied about that. I think it was like 3 text message threads then. Also, when it comes to the ex, when we first became boyfriend and girlfriend, I asked him, I was just like, okay, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, or we're becoming boyfriend and girlfriend. If this ain't what you want, tell me now. Or if you still in love with the ex, whatever it may be, tell me right the fuck now. We can go our separate ways. No hard feelings. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to be cool because I was single before this. But let me know now before I get myself into some that you not ready for. But he was like, nah. He had told me that his ex tried to reach out to his mom, which was true. I did find that out later. His mom told me that. And he had told me that she reached out to him as well, and he had told me that she was like blowing him up. She was blowing him up, and that she wanted to get back with him when she told him about me, or when he told her about me. She was like going off all this. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever you say. Like, if that's what happened, that's what happened. I better not find out you lying though later down the line. So find out this nigga was lying later down the line, still contacting his ex. Whenever I asked him do you still talk to your ex? This is before we got together. I'm not even tripping off of him for real. I asked him, do you still talk to your ex? Like, let me know what's good so I know what's going on, so I know how to move. He was like, no, I don't talk to my exes, none of that. Like, since being with you, I've also blocked them. I didn't have them blocked, but I'll block them now. So I'm just like, okay, cool, you riding with me, I'm riding with you type shit. So yeah, I found the message thread with his ex, them saying their goodbyes, all that. So I find this shit, I start crying, because obviously, like I said, I'm really confused on how I felt, because I don't it's confusing for me still to this day. I don't know if it was really rooted in like, oh, I just love him and I don't know if that was true, or if that was a persona I was putting on. So whatever feelings I had for him, I'll deconstruct that one day when I'm like 30 years old looking back. But whatever feelings that I had for him just fell in that moment. My stomach just dropped. So the first thing I do, I'm crying on the floor. I call my mom. My mom is an op during this whole entire situation. She, I'm finding it, was extremely weird. I did not like her behavior during the situation. But I called her and she was just like, oh, well, you shouldn't have been looking through it. And I'm just like, girl, you're weird. Like, let me hang up on you. You're not making me feel no better. I stopped crying right then and there, because I'm just like, you're an op. Mind you, this is what I had to return back to, go home to. Like, so I'm starting to get my stuff together to add some stuff over there. I'm texting him. I'm telling him, like, you really got me good. So he's like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? I'm on the way home. So I'm pulling around. I go get my car at the parking garage, because this is downtown where I live, and if you know, like, you have to park in a parking garage or on the street, and I'm not a parallel parker, so I get parallel parker. So I get my car, I whipped it up, and I thankfully found a spot that I did not have to parallel park in. That I didn't have to parallel park in order to get my stuff out his crib. So I'm gathering my stuff. I'm just like, I don't even want to see this nigga. I just want to skirt off of him. Like, I just want to leave. No word said. So bam, I'm getting my stuff. This nigga comes back. We're in the elevator together. I literally want to hit him. Like, I'm trying my best to hold it in. So we go in the crib. He trying to hug me. Why are you trying to hug me? Do not try to hug me when I'm angry or upset. Personal space. I like personal space, period. Why are you trying to hug me while I'm upset, and why you did this fuck shit to me? Give me some space. So this nigga following me around. Oh, I love you, Naya. I didn't mean to hurt you. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about, Kenneth. Like, I really don't. Like, you really fucked me over. I don't give a fuck. I never really trusted him, but I said I trusted him. This, that, and third, going on my whole fuck nigga speech that I must give when I'm leaving. So he's just like, at least let me help you take your stuff down. Like, I remember at one point we were in the house and he literally like got on his knees and begged me, like, please don't leave me, which is so funny considering what he says later, which you'll find out later what happens. Considering what he says later, it's just so funny. Like, you were literally begging me, down on your knees, crying, motherfucking 90s style, like crying, saying you didn't want me to leave. So I'm getting my shit. He's just like, let me help you get your stuff. He get in my car or whatever. So I start going in on him, going off. Mind you, my windows are down, and I just go in, like, I'm just going in. I remember one part I said, this was towards the end, I was just like, you want to be fucking Mr. Bitches now. You want to be Mr. Bitches when you know how people look at me. You know how people find me attractive. I could have been had some. When it came to us going out, that was one thing I felt like he was insecure about. People complimented me when we were out. People said shit to me. People were always like, oh, you're so pretty. Da-da-da-da. You look so cute. Like, you know, I remember one time we were at the club, and this man, he was just like, what did he say? He said, you got a good one or something. He just looked at me, and I was like, oop. Oop. And then one time as well, I remember we were at a water park, which I don't take compliment from men seriously. Like, they will compliment motherfucking anything. I just thought this was funny for the context. And I was going down the water slide, and we were just having fun at the water park together, and the lifeguard was just like, something about me being fun, or I must be a fun person or something. And I was just like, hell yeah, you better know what the fuck you got, because I'm pretty and I'm fun and I'm smart and I'm all the great things. But he did not know what he had. Too bad, so sad for him. But yeah, basically saying like, I'm the shit, nigga. Are you fucking crazy? Like, I'm the shit. Like, I'm that girl. What are you doing? So I'm going off. I pull off. I skirt off. I go back home. So my mom not come for me at all. Not being there for me at all. Just annoying me. And then also she had put my bed up whenever I had left. My bed was broken, but I was gonna get a new bed for my bedroom. But she had put my bed up, so I literally had no bed to sleep on. I was sleeping on the couch because my new mattress hadn't come in yet. I hadn't bought my new mattress yet, which was so annoying that I had me to sleep on the couch because of you, and you're not supporting me as well. So the next day comes around. I still have to go to work. What was it? No, Sunday I didn't have to go to work. Sunday I'm trying to get my life together. I'm resting. I remember going to Forest Park and journaling, and then Monday I had to go to work. So Sunday, what happened? Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get my life together, my timelines together. So I believe it was Monday. Yeah. So Sunday I asked my mom about an apartment. I was like, hey, can you co-sign on this apartment? I'm trying to get up out my mama's house ASAP. I do not want to be here. Like, me and my mom, two different people. I don't want to live with her. I don't want to be here with her. Like, I'm cool off that. So she's just like, sure, I got your bag. Da-da-da-da. So Monday comes, she texts me freshly 8 in the morning. I remember how pissed I was when I read this. And she's just like, well, I don't know if I can do that. It might affect my credit. Let me ask one of my friends. And I tell her, you're selfish, girl. Like, that's very selfish of you. You know, co-signing, especially if you help someone, or if someone pays and you co-sign, your credit gets a boost. When I tell y'all, I have not ever missed a bill payment in my entire life. I've been paying bills since I was 16 years old. There's not one time where I missed a bill payment, period. Especially anything when it comes to credit. I don't play like that with my credit. I think it's so important to have credit. It's important. We live in America. Even though I'm not like a capitalist girly at all, we live in America. It's so important to have that. So I told her, you're selfish. So we start going back and forth. We start arguing. It was just so annoying for me. No. I left out a crucial point on Sunday. Something that happened on Sunday. So Sunday, I'm journaling. I'm doing my thing. I'm trying to get my life together. Y'all, my mind be everywhere. I'm trying to get my mind together. Living my life. My mother texts me, oh, can we talk about Ken? I call her right there and was literally about to say, what are we talking about? There's nothing to talk about. Why do we need to talk about this man at all. How could I leave out Sunday too? Oh, Lord Jesus. Yeah. There's nothing to talk about. Like, what are you talking about? So I have to rewind, y'all. I'm sorry I keep jumping around with the story. Y'all like, damn, it's always something else. So Sunday, we have Saturday's the breakup. Sunday. So Sunday, I go get seafood boils with my best friend, Michaela. Oh, man. They mean the world to me. Like, they really, really helped me during this situation. But I go get seafood boils with my best friend. I'm talking to them. She's just like, girl, we knew you didn't like me anyways. Because one thing about them, they will always ask me about, like, questions with men. And they'd be like, okay. But, yeah, I don't think they really feel like I like men, and I agree. Everybody didn't feel that way. Like, everyone was confused when I popped out with the men, but neither here nor there. So seafood boils, and I want to go pick up the rest of my stuff because, mind you, the breakup just happened yesterday. So I go pick up the rest of my shit. He's trying to talk to me while we in the elevator. I really don't give a damn. I don't want to talk to you. Like, I have no need to talk to you to fuck with you. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, period, point blank. It's really annoying for me and my soul to talk to this man. So he's yapping it up. He's just like, I didn't know they were gonna be here. I'm just like, what is this nigga talking about? I walk in his crib. Why his mama and daddy sitting there? I said, oh, baby, I was gooped, gagged, everything. I was genuinely confused. I'm like, what is the mama and daddy doing here? What is going on? His mom was a super sweet lady though. Like, yeah, she was super sweet. So I go in. She's just like, oh, you can come give me a hug, Naya. So they sit down. She really chewing into his ass, she getting in his ass. Like, she getting in his ass. And then, of course, you know, black people, they were just like, oh, you should sit on it, Naya. You know, you should sit on it. I'm not sitting on a damn thing. Obviously, I didn't say to her because she's a very nice lady. But I'm just like, I'm not sitting on a fuck thing. I'm not sitting on shit. Like, I'm standing on what I said. I want to leave this nigga. So I'm getting the rest of my shit. He's still begging, what can we do to make this work? What can I do? I just know we're meant for each other. I just know I'm gonna see you in Chicago, because if you don't know, I want to move to Chicago, even though I don't fuck with the people there. I really love the city, and I love, like, city life. Like, I could see myself, the city I live in now. I live in downtown. I love living in, like, not downtown, but I live in midtown in my city. But I really like to go to, like, a walkable city and somewhere where I could be more creative and more opportunities as well. So, and he was from Chicago. That was one of the things, like, we connected on, is wanted to go to Chicago. And he was like, I just know we're gonna meet in Chicago, and I was just like, you're fucking delusional. you're delusional. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm leaving your ass since you want to talk to other bitches. And while we're having the conversation with his mom, they bring up the ex or whatever, and one thing he says that really bothered me was like, oh, I didn't want to hurt either one of you, or I was scared. He also said he was scared of what I was going to do. You was not scared enough. You was not scared enough. I hate when people say that, because you're not scared enough. If you were truly scared, you wouldn't have did it in the first place. You did it because you wanted to do it. Period. Just stand on that. I hate when people make excuses and say dumbass shit like that. Like, that really had pissed me off. It really made me mad. And one thing, I also had eatery too. Whenever I had left, I was just like, yeah, my best revenge is you sitting in this apartment alone. That's the best revenge I could get on you. Like, simple as that. Very cute, classy. Demure, I loved how I said that, and how I'm not really stuck in my head how I said that, but jumping forward the next day after that was a key point, because he lies about that later. But I'm saying but I'm a lot, girl. So we get to Monday. My mom, I have the argument with her, and we're going back and forth. She's just like, oh, well, if you're such an adult, you can figure it out yourself. The context around putting me out, she never said like, oh, I'm putting you out, but saying all the things to put me out. And I was just like, okay, I don't know where I'm about to sleep for tonight. It's hot. It's not like I can sleep in my car, because it's literally 90 degrees outside. Like, it's hot as shit. I don't know where to go. Like, I don't have anywhere that I could go or I felt safe enough to go. So I unblock him and I text him and I say, no weird shit, but I just need a place to lay my head for the night. I just need to figure out my life, and I just need to know what's going on. Yes. Oh, I keep skipping around, y'all. I feel so bad. Because I wanted to talk about my mom and how she said, yeah, I need to go back, because I don't think I ever finished telling y'all about how my mom, how she called him and asked for his side of the story, and how she told me that he made one little mistake and that I'm going to be alone because, oh, this is so hard for me to talk about. I'm going to be alone because of my boundaries, which is a crazy thing to say as my mother in this situation. I think a mother who has a healthy emotional style would have been very proud of me for having boundaries and respect for myself. But unfortunately, my mother was not that. And yes, I almost went off on her. It took me everything in my body, soul, and spirit not to curse her out in that moment. I was just like looking at her like, this is my mother. Like, if this was not my mother and just a random stranger, I definitely would have went in. But I remember her saying that to me. So back to present tense, where me and my mom are arguing 90 degrees. She basically put me out the house, which I feel like this was a play for me to get back with him. I think she was doing that for me to get back with him, because I think that's what she wanted out of me ultimately. Yeah, I think she really wanted to control my decision with that. So I unblocked him, because I ended up blocking him, and I was like, I just need a place to sleep for tonight to figure out my life. Like, I don't want to sleep with you. I don't want to get back together. I need a day, because I have to remember, we broke up on Saturday. This is Monday. I have not had a day of rest. Okay, mind you, also I'm sleeping on a couch at home. My back is fucking hurting. I need pillows. I need back support. I have a disease that affects my back, so I need to be supported. And on this couch, it's hard as shit. Like, I'm not getting that. So he was just like, just talking about getting back together with me. That's one thing that really annoyed me when I was going through this situation as well. Because one thing with my last ex, I could say, is that I could literally call that nigga up at any time, and if I needed a place to stay, I could have a place to stay. No boundaries attached, no getting back together. He would shut the fuck up and just be like, oh, okay, cool. You need a place to stay? I get your family situation. It is what it is. And that was one thing that I wanted in a partner. Someone who still understood that I was a person, and that, like, my family situation was so unique, what I had went through. And I think that also goes back to me overstaying in relationships because of my very unique family circumstances and, like, the emotional abuse in my family situation. But back to this, he was talking about getting back together. I'm just like, oh my God, I don't give a fuck. I just need to rest my head for a night. I just need to lay down. So I go ahead, eventually, like, I spend that whole day out, and I think it was like 1, and he was just like, yeah, you can come in. So I was just, okay, cool. I can rest my head for the night. I go lay down. He asked me questions about getting back together. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck are we talking about? I'm tired of shit. It's 1 a.m. I've been up since, like, I think 7 a.m, because I had to go to work that day too. And I'm fucking exhausted. I need to rest. So, we wake up the next day. Me and him ended up having a conversation. I'm crying, he crying, all that. So he's like, you can stay here. I ended up telling him everything that's going on with my mom. He was like, you can stay here. You don't have to worry about your mom. It won't be a problem. I got your back. We can figure it out together, which I feel like was so manipulative concerning my family situation, like knowing what I was going through and using that as a talking point, and using that as like, oh, no, you don't have to worry about your mom, you can go stay with me, you don't have to worry about anything, come be with me, come live with me. Like I said, it's this idea of like entrapment that always plays in my head whenever I think of this situation. Like, this man was trying to get me good to be with him, or in a situation where he like disrespects me, and like I was supposed to be okay with it all because he was giving me housing and all these things that I need. So I never thought about going back. I was just like, okay, it's time to make big girl plays. How am I about to figure out Anaya's life and put Anaya in the best situation moving forward here, and remove myself from all this emotional manipulation abuse that's going on? How can I figure out to make the best move possible? So I'm just sitting there, I'm thinking for like 30 minutes. He goes off to work and tells me, like I said, to stay there. So his iPad is sitting there, and the iPad is looking at me. I'm looking at the iPad. The iPad is looking at me. I'm looking at the iPad. So what do? I open that bitch up and I type in that password. Boop, 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 boop. I type in that motherfucking password to see if this man has been talking about me while we broken up. Like, I know you're a yapper and I know you like to yap, so let me see what you've been saying about me. So this man worked at Verizon, and you would think a man who motherfucking works with technology, who has not a bachelor's but a degree in cybersecurity, not a master's either, it's a associates. No shade to the people with associates. No shade to the people with associates, I just have a bachelor, so but associates in cybersecurity. You would think this motherfucker would be smart enough to change the password. This motherfucker was not smart enough. He was smart enough to log out the text messages so I didn't see them, but not smart enough to change the password. So what I do, go right to that motherfucking Instagram, because I know that's where sassy men live to yap on that close friend story. So what I do, I'll go right to them archive stories. What do I see on the archive stories? You thought he was devious before with all the lying, the manipulation, Oh, it gets worse. I see a screenshotted message of what I had said, me talking about my mom basically putting me out, that situation. He screenshotted that, posted that on his close friends, and added a poll and said, should I let her in? And the dumb niggas said, no, I'm in the house, I'm looking at it. So motherfucker, you trying to play big and bad, but I'm in the house. So what does that say about you? He basically called me a liar, manipulator, all this, which you let the not liar and manipulator, all that back in the house. If I was really that, would you really let me back in? No, clock it. No. And then on the next story, I see this is where we come full circle. I see Jasmine. He's just like, oh, she couldn't come back in, but her best friend could. And you probably thinking, best friend, bitch, this is one of your friends. Like, he posted one of your. No, this nigga just likes to lie for fun. Niggas just lie. They just like to lie for fun. Jasmine was not my best friend, and Jasmine's real name was Sierra, and I actually did know Sierra, but she was not my bestie. We went out on like one date together. That was that. But he tried to frame it like she was a bestie of mine, which he knew that I knew Jasmine Sierra. That's what we started calling her, because at one point, what I will take accountability for is I started lying about people I talked to in the past. I've never been good at sharing my past with men. I don't like to. And like I said, I don't trust them. So that's one toxic trait of mine. I would lie so quick when it came to my past. Be like, I talked to them and new people would come out. And one thing about me, he listened to what I said, so he would clock me and be like, that's not what you said last time, or that's not adding up. Like, what's going on? Which he was a real intent listener. So, yeah, that was the tea with Jasmine Sierra. He posted her to his story and was like, oh, I'll let her best friend in, which he must have had her there the night before I came, or like that morning or something that I came. I wasn't able to see the date, but yeah, it was so crazy to me. It was just like, you couldn't even wait one day to get your dick wet, which, not surprising. Men are men. Like, they will fuck a chicken sandwich. They will do whatever they can do. Like, men will fuck anything. So I was not surprised. Like, no tea, no shade. And also, yeah, I just felt disgusted in that moment. I was just like, ugh, I really fucked with this nigga. Like, ew, this is beneath me. This is entirely beneath me. I'm intelligent. I'm beautiful. I have a degree. I am literally the most resilient person I know. And this man, which, not saying he's unsuccessful, but like, he wasn't me. Simple as that. Like, this man is going to disrespect me? Bitch, please. So basically, I call him up in the most calm voice, and I'm just like, oh, so you had Sierra over your house, or, you know, Jasmine Sierra. So be honest. And he tried to lie about it at first, and he was like, oh no, that's my cousin, which, I'm sorry to that cousin. He lied on you, cousin. Shout out to that cousin, whoever that lady might be. But I was just like, no, I saw her page and she had posted wifey material, which for me, I don't know, that was weird to me. I feel like maybe what he said was true, and what Sierra has said about me, what he said Sierra said about me was true. Maybe she did say like, oh, I went to therapy, I want you back, da, da, da. She can't do this, da, 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 which is just like, that was weird to me, because I'm never finna crash out or compete over no man. I don't play like that. I don't compete over men. I am the prize, period. And I feel like that was kind of weird, but maybe she didn't know. But I feel like she did know, and that was a very weird situation. Especially, I thought she was lesbian, the way she was framing it from when we first met. So I was just like, oh, what the fuck is going on here? It's just everybody confused together. So he had posted her or whatever, which was also crazy to me, because it's just like, you posted her and framed her as my best friend whole time. Like, I went out on the date, I knew her real name and you didn't. So child, I don't know nothing about that. I just know I told him they were made for each other. I call him the calm voice, and he was going off. He was mad as fuck. I unplugged the camera in the house, and I'm just like, oh, this nigga is not finna see me tweak out if I start tweaking out or fucking up shit, because I really felt the bill, because I feel like he was really playing with me now. And he was just like, oh, you need to get out. I said, nigga, I been leaving. What are we talking about? Like, I've been leaving. I make sure I grab my juice on the way out, because I had left some juice over there. I grabbed my juice on the way out. You know, I make it a little messy, but not anything where I can go to jail. Like, I knew better than that, because I was not finna crash out over no nigga and be no jailbird over no man. Like, especially not not him. He did not deserve, no man deserves a crash out from me, especially this man. Like, you don't deserve that from me. Why would I give that to you? Please. So I had left or whatever. I went back home, and yeah, from there I just spent the month figuring out my life. Got my stuff, got out the house. Obviously, I'm living in this beautiful place that I call my own. Very proud of everything I did. Locked into school, locked into work. Just really brought myself up and hoisted myself. I had practically no support. When I got home though, and I told mom, I made sure to tell her everything that I saw, because I was just like, while you was putting on for him and while you was doing this, that, and the third for him, he didn't even wait a day till the relationship was cold to go fuck with someone else. Like, what? And my theory is that he had probably been fucking with her before, and like, I just did not find that thread, or I did not find out about it, to be honest. So it was just like, okay, cool, you know, y'all want each other, y'all have each other. Simple as that. I'm not gonna compete. Plus, I'm a girl's girl at heart. Like, I just could never find it in my heart to do that. So yeah, I'm getting myself together. I'm looking cute. So I did have one friend that was still in the group of them. So she texted me, we were yapping it up, and she was just like, yeah girl, I gotta get your side of the story, because what he's saying can't be accurate. Like, it cannot be right what he's saying, what went down between the two of you. So I'm just like, oh girl, it's Nathan here. It's like, we can meet up, we can talk about it. Like, I am down. Like, I am D-O-N-E. So we meet up, I want to say right now it's the second week of September while I'm filming this. We meet up, I want to say it's the last week of August, and she tells me all of it. And this is what this man had to say after. So y'all tell me if it matches up with my story at all, which it does not. Spoiler alert. He says, first of all, he broke up with me, which was a big fat ass lie. I broke up with him, period. He says that the reason we broke up was because I said he was going to be sleeping in the apartment alone was the best revenge, which doesn't even make sense. Obviously, I would have to be saying that in context of something else, but it was so funny to me because that was the only truthful thing that he said within this breakup story. And it was just like, that really shows something about that line right there hit that nigga hard. And that's what be hitting men when they really have to sit in that loneliness. A lot of people, especially men, cannot be alone. They cannot handle that shit. And I feel like Kim was one of those people where I think my presence was really, I think he couldn't be alone, period. So that's why he got with me in the time frame he got with me really fast. But I also think I'm a person and I'm really fun to be around, and like, I'm a presence and I love hanging out with people. Having fun is like my greatest strength, but also one of my greatest weaknesses, because sometimes I take it too far. And I think him realizing like, whoa, she's gone for real. Like, she's not fucking coming back, and I'm really going to have to sit here alone or like with someone new, really hit. So that's why that was the only truthful thing he took from that, because it really must have hit hard. He said that I was a liar, manipulator, gaslighter, which, like I said, I admit I did lie about the people I messed with. Not gonna lie, it came out. I told the truth. I took accountability. He still wanted to stay with me. It was what it was, but I did not lie about anything while we were together. I didn't even play like that, because I knew that wasn't nothing to play with. But yeah, he said that I was a liar, manipulator, gaslighter. The whole situation with his parents, he tried to set it up like both of our sets of parents were there, which, mind you, I don't have a dad, so that was crazy. One, two, my mom was not there while she was putting on for him, which she pissed me off so bad. Why are you putting on for him? She was never like there at the apartment. It was just his parents, and his parents were chewing into his ass. So I was just like, oh, he tried to make it seem like everyone was chewing into me. Yeah, what else did he lie about with this whole breakup? Jasmine, Sierra, he continued, or I'll just call that girl by her name, Sierra. Let me stop with Jasmine, Sierra. But he had said that Sierra was my best friend, and basically like trying to, say that he had been with one of my best friends, or one of my best friends came over. Mind you, like I said, I don't even know this girl motherfucking last name. I just know her name was Sierra. We met each other like one time, and I'm just really good at remembering faces. That's the only way I remember her face, when we was exchanging back and forth and showing each other like, oh, this is who I mess with, this is who I mess with. And then it hit me that was her. Just lying about me, and yeah, just talking about me. And I think it's so funny because this has happened to me before, where someone has lied really viciously about it. The first time it happened was because the person assaulted me, and I was very hyper aware that they lied about me, so I would never come out with my story. And I think I don't live life with regrets, but that was one of the only times where I wished I would have spoken up somewhere and said something about what had happened to me. But sometimes you can't go back in life, and it is what it is. But when it came to this situation, I knew particularly I was not going to let it slide this time, and I have a platform, and thankfully I have a phone. Not saying it's a big platform, but I'm really grateful for the platform that I do have. And this time I was going to tell my truth my way, and I was not going to let someone get away with it. And what I feel like is so particularly vicious about the way he did it was because he knew my past. He knew how I felt about people talking about me after, and how triggering that shit is for me. That last experience was extremely triggering as a whole. So this, like, bringing up past emotions and feelings was a particular brand of nastiness where it never needed to go that far. That never needed to happen. If I feel like I would have been the issue with the person while the relationship ended, I feel like I would have took it and been like, yep, I did this, or just shut the fuck up and be like, yep, the relationship ended. I ain't got anything else to say. You know, it was cool. He was cool. Everything was cool, but he was not cool. He did not act cool at the end of our relationship. He obviously started to self-implode and fucking explode just because I was a woman who had a mind of her own. Why I named this episode I Want to Be Like Cinderella, the Cheetah Girl song, really, I remember listening to that song over and over and over again while I was the transition from my house to my apartment, and just singing that, like, I remember how empowering that felt, because I really felt like Ken wanted to, I think he was into, like, this idea of being a good guy and, like, saving girls and but I think it also came with this level of control, and, like, I think that's what he wanted to do, control me, especially when I found everything out, or control the situation from the beginning, and then once I found everything out, like, control that. And then when he wasn't able to control me and, like, manipulate me into not leaving, then it was just like, okay, I gotta lie now, because I look bad as fuck from this situation. And then also what I think is funny too, and why I named this I Don't Want to Be Like Cinderella as well, was because I remember, I think this was like 3 weeks after we met, he had gotten me this silver necklace. I love it. It had butterflies on it. But if you know me, I'm a gold girly. Gold looks best on my skin. I love gold. It's so pretty on me. I wore gold all the time, and I would always have my Anaya nameplate necklace, but like the week before it had broke, so I started wearing this silver necklace, and then I slowly just started wearing silver jewelry. And literally 2 weeks before we broke up, the necklace just broke out of nowhere. And I remember I slowly started to integrate my gold jewelry more back in. I found my nameplate necklace, like, or my other one that I had ordered like a week after we had broken up. And I felt like it was this transformation back into my own, from gold to silver to gold again, back into myself. I think that Kenneth brought me this sort of safety that I wasn't used to, and financial safety. I won't say I used this man for his money, because I definitely did fucking not. Like, I had my own money. I wasn't coming into this completely broke, but I think there was a level of financial safety with him where I feel like if I would have stayed, like, I would have lived that financially stable life and, like, been kind of like the perfect family housewife sort of vibe. But that's not me to my core. If you know me, that's never been me. Like, I've always been like the working feminist girly who just does all the thing and is very out there and bright and, like, it's all the things. And yeah, I just think he wanted to, rather than, I don't know if this is true or how he describes Hira, but I think maybe he wanted someone like her more, who lived in that lifestyle, who wanted to be traditional, because from what he was telling me, that's what she wanted with him while we were in a relationship together. But I also think he wanted to have his cake and eat it too, which I think I was a part of it, part of the chase. There's this idea I have with men, which they don't want to be with people who want the lifestyle. They want to squash women and make them fit into the lifestyle, and then find another one and do the same and do the same and do the same in order to get this high. And I think that's what I gave him. I think it was this high of, like, this is a girl who's very much, like, young and free and all these things, and I just want to tame her. I want to make her mine. I want to control her. I want her to be with me, but I want to do what I want to do. And I think that's why at the beginning of the relationship he lied to me and then talked to other people, because he was just like, okay, no, she's pretty, she's this, she's that. I don't think he was secure within himself truly. And I think that started to get down on me and my own perception of myself and what I thought of myself. And that's also why I left, because it's no way you have me feeling insecure and comparing myself. Like, not even on no weird shit. I think women are all unique and we shouldn't compare ourselves to anybody. If anyone has you feel like you have to compare, it's time to go. It's time to fucking go, because you are unique. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to nobody. And I just knew, like, this isn't for me. I just think the dynamics of our relationship were very unbalanced, and I think that Ken knew this and he wants to take advantage of it. And I think that he was very aware also of how I feel with people with money. I said this from the beginning when we got together. Like, people with money be weird. They be so hyper focused on like everybody else's perception, where I feel like people without money, you gotta keep it real as fuck in order to survive in this world if you ain't got like the coins to live that lifestyle. And that's how I felt. And I would definitely say he came from a more wealthy family, even if they had to work for it, or he wasn't always wealthy. When I met him, they had motherfucking money. I knew that. I was very aware of that. And I don't think I provided this air of authenticity that he felt like he was missing in his life. So like I said, it goes back to this having your cake and wanting to eat that too. He wanted someone who could put on for the lifestyle, but also someone who had this authenticity. And I think that I have it. I just think it's something you can't buy. Like, I've gotten it, even though I have such like this bright aura. Like, I've been through so much dark shit, and it provides me that core of trying my best to be my authentic self, because I know, like, no matter what I go through, I have this anchor of me. Like, that's all I have. And I think he saw that. And he was like, oh, like, this is enticing. I remember one thing he always said to me was like, I remind him of home with Chicago, and I always tried to interpret that and figure out what that meant. And for me, I remember breaking it down one day, and I think I said, like, I believe I remind you of like maybe the authenticity you felt while you were there and being in this new environment, or not new environment, but like moving here, and where you live is more like suburban and everyone's trying to have the lifestyle and everyone's trying to do that, where me, Anaya just doing her. Anaya is just doing her. And yeah, I just felt like that he was just trying to turn me into this girl I wasn't. I think that trying to move me in was also a control thing. And also, he said that I was the one like begging to move in. I was not. If I was begging to move in, all my stuff would have been over there. But I kept saying I forgot my stuff and not just say I'm leaving it at my actual home, because I didn't want to bring my stuff over there, because I knew, like, you can't trust men. I think he reinforced something I thought, and bringing this back to my sexuality as well. I think a part of why the relationship even happened was because I couldn't let go of this idea of being with a man. I don't think that I want that for my life. I don't think I enjoy being with men. And I know people say, oh, it's the ones you pick and da-da-da-da. And no, it's just none of them. Even the friendship wise, like, I've been friends with men and they just don't give what I needed to give in order to be in a relationship. I feel like for me, I'm on some higher thinker shit, and like only women get that I've talked to. Like, men don't understand that when I talk to them. So I think that might have made him insecure as well, because when he first met, he thought I was a lesbian too. So I think maybe that draws some insecurity with him. I just think he was a very insecure person, and I think to talk about me in the manner he did, there was still an air of insecurity within him even after I left. I think what he did showed insecurity, what he did by lying to me, what he did with Sierra, what he did by posting my messages, just insecure. But even after trying to like ruin my name and like lie about what had actually happened, I think he just was not secure within himself. And I think like I'm confident. I think my air of confidence was like, oof, like, that's a bad bitch right there. And if I can't be with her, I'm gonna try to squash her and try to make her, not what she is. The thing is, like, I don't think he was expecting me to do this, but I think the best revenge we can get is putting it in our art. The pain someone causes in our art rather than crashing out. I could have went on socials, went the fuck off, fuck this nigga, but I didn't. I decided to take it, sit on it, think about it for 2 months, and then release this into the world and never speak on it again. Because that's how you do it. Like, I'm trying to give young, classy, fly, and black. That's the era, that's the moment that I'm in right now. And crashing out over a man it never gave that. Like, I'm definitely entering this new era where I'm honed in creative wise. Like, that's where I was right before I met him. And I think that this was a distraction, but it also made me grow immensely. And now it's time to take the fuck off and get where I need to go my career wise. I'm not worried about dating, not into dating, not trying to do that. I am 21. I'm young. I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying all the things I didn't get to enjoy growing up. Like, being by myself now, I feel like a big ass kid. I just have so much fun being in here and watching cartoons, and like, I'm healing my inner child. It's time for Anaya to focus on Anaya, and I promised my best friend I will not talk to anyone romantically for a year. I will not download any dating apps for a year. I will hold that to myself, and my best friend Michaela will hold me accountable as well, and she will call my ass out if she sees me doing anything of the sorts for a year, because I'm taking a year off to focus on me. Yeah, I'm extremely proud of my strength for sharing my story, one, and for two, but two, showing his ass like you cannot get away with stuff and think people aren't gonna find out, and also disrespecting black women. He was someone who claims to be pro-black and black. That's one thing we really connected on, pro-black things. But you're not, because you don't respect black women. You didn't respect me. You didn't respect my story. You didn't respect my truth. You disrespected me multiple times and then lied on me to cover your own tracks and thought you were going to get away with it. And people were never going to know. And now they're going to know publicly. Because also you wanted to embarrass me. Even though it was on the close friends, you wanted to embarrass me publicly. So now I'm going to tell my truth publicly. And for you, that's embarrassing enough. I think that I've been doing a lot of reading lately. I'm in this literature class that focuses on black women literature. It's a theme I see throughout again and again is black women particularly, being silenced by people who are abusers and people who hurt them. And I think the first way we can break that cycle in our community is by speaking up and choosing to have strength to say their name. If someone has the balls to hurt you, to degrade you, to devalue you, to talk about you, for me to talk about me in such a way to make me seem like I'm this damn harlot, like I'm a liar, a manipulator, like I was just this horrible person. No, you're not going to do it and get away with it because of what you did, which I never intended to tell the full story. Y'all know I'm not the type of girly. But at the same time, this is how you stop cycles right here. Because I hope to him, I don't know if he'll ever see this. I really don't give a damn because it's for me. But I hope this is a valuable lesson to not disrespect women and think you're going to get away with it. Period. I constantly, for men, it's just like, what would your mother think? Like I said, his mom was the sweetest lady ever. Like, do you think she would be okay with you talking about me or disrespecting me in that manner? And the fact you thought you were going to get away with disrespecting me and being nasty to me and saying those things about me and depicting me in this way, especially knowing my past and knowing this has happened to me before in order for me to be silenced. No more. Black men don't get to disrespect black women and still claim to be pro-black. Period. You're not pro-black if you disrespect black women. And this is a message to him. Obviously, you're not pro-black. You don't respect black women. You did not respect me. You continue to disrespect me. And you continue to disrespect who I was as a person. And now, I'm going to respectfully say something and speak my truth. And after this, I will not have anything else to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Because the truth is better than anything. Like I said, I think I really ate with that apartment line and this. And I'll leave it at that. I'm still gonna post my little memes about being single, because y'all know I love a good meme. I love a good meme about men hating me, and I love a good meme about being single. But as far as this particular situation, it's a wrap. I waited. I sat for 2 months, and I took everything in, and I will release this into the universe for people to see, and for people to understand. For people to understand, particular, Anaya is standing on respecting black women, period. That's what Anaya stands for. Anaya is pro everything, especially pro black queer women, because we deserve respect. We are the most disrespected people here in America, because we cross so many intersections. Especially me. I'm a lower class queer, not even queer, lower class lesbian black woman. When it comes to social status, it don't get any lower than that. But also, I will not take the disrespect, because that's my social status. And I'm done putting up with disrespect from black men. And I think this is going to be beautiful, and I can't really wait to release this into the world. And I think this is also further improving to me what I was meant to do here on this earth, which is to read and write for the girls who are like me, for the people who are like me in this world, for the people who feel small and feel like they don't have a voice and feel like they cannot speak up against people who do things like what Ken did to me, how he talked about me, how he disrespected me, how he put me down, especially after. You do not get away with that. You do not get to talk to me in that manner. You do not get to talk about me like that. And like I said, I don't care if he sees it or not. I just know it's in the universe, and I know that I said what I said, and I'm very proud of what I said, and I really enjoyed telling the story. I listen to you, but I also love, getting into the little aspects. Like, I'm such an aspect girl. And I'm also writing a paper this is actually based off of a paper I'm writing, talking about lower class black women in relationships, how men take advantage of that. It's not about this relationship. It focuses more on the sociological aspects, but that's for the people who are into stuff like that. I know when it comes to my podcast, this is more for regular language speaking people. My paper is more for people who speak academic language, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm really proud of everything I did here today. I loved having my curly hair instead of my straight hair. I'm sorry, I'm so biased towards my curly hair. I love that I was able to tell it with my curly hair. I love my hair not dry no more, because a man is not sucking the creative forces out of me. And yeah, I really don't have anything else to say. That I think I left it on the floor, and I'm extremely proud of standing up for myself, speaking for myself, and I can't wait to release this into the universe. And also, I think one last message I have to say is protect black women. And also, if you're not pro black women, you're not pro black. Don't claim that. So that's all I gotta say. So I guess I'll see y'all on the next episode. Oh my gosh, I didn't say what the season is called, y'all. This season is called Raw and Real, because we're giving it to you raw and real, it's raw and real. Episode 1, I don't want to be like Cinderella. I can't sing, so let's not even do that. I don't want to be like Cinderella, and I'm extremely proud of what I talked about this episode. Glad I got to refilm this, and I actually have my microphone on. The mic is on. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I really enjoyed filming this episode, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.